Hello, this is a very special employer spotlight, getting you closer to higher ed careers for military spouses, for veterans, and everyone who's interested in breaking into this industry. So join us. We have a very special team of talent acquisition and military spouses as well, who are going to share with you why careers in higher education are a great fit for you. Join us. Well, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. This is a very special, unique employer spotlight for all of our audience, military spouse audience here at Blue Star Families and Laura Torres with Careers. I'm here with a special guest. I'm going to just real quick go on a merry round and ask them to introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea Rathbun, and I'm a talent acquisition consultant with Southern New Hampshire University. I've been with the organization for 7 years and in my talent role for about 1.5 years. I'm also a military spouse and a veteran, and I lead some of our hiring initiatives that focus on the military at SNHU.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And then we'll go straight to Kelly. Kelly, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us today. I'm Kelly Timmer. I am also a talent acquisition consultant, and I have been with SNHU for about 3 months. I am new to SNHU. Actually, before this, I was a first grade teacher, and I am also a military spouse, and I'm part of the military-minded community here at SNHU as well.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your background. Wow. So you went from early education to now higher education. So we
Yes.
definitely want to see all of your posts from our community members who are always looking to pivot and maybe join a different career within the same industry. So that's great. And then for all of you who are watching, please post your questions. Remind you, post your questions and tell us where you're watching. We want to send you a shout out. We want to make sure that Andrea and Kelly know where you're watching and send you all those great shout outs all across our social networks that are watching for today. I know we're on LinkedIn, we're Spouse First, and then we also are in a couple of our other chapter communities. So please tell us where you're watching. We'd love to highlight your questions. And then if you have any additional questions or need more resources, please don't forget to visit our careers website and go on bluestarfamilies.org/careers. So, but without further ado, let's just dive into the discussion. Andrea, why careers in higher education?
So I think the best part about careers at higher education is that we really do everything. So yes, we have roles that are focused on teachers, but if there's any skill set you have, we can use you and we want to use you and employ you. So today, we will dive a little bit into our team, our culture, our veteran and military affiliated communities, where we hire, and then different opportunities that we offer. Here's a chance to see our beautiful faces when we're trying and prepared and smiling at you. So when you remember us looking nice. One of the best parts of working for SNHU for me is that we are always asking what we can do better. And this really does include how we can recruit and support our military community. We don't stand still, we take on challenges and we work together to grow. As a military spouse, I appreciate that SNHU has really embraced my diverse background. Like many of you, my education and my career path did not follow the standard development, and they really were able to recognize my skills and give me new ways to utilize them in different areas. My thoughts and suggestions as a military spouse have always been welcomed, and continually people come to me and say, what else can we do better for this community? How can we better support this community? And because of that, we have developed a couple of programs. I established and helped lead our military-minded community of connections. This group was formed as a way to support our military community. We do meet informally on a weekly basis to just really get to know each other, build connections, lots of laughter, lots of funny stories, but also some information sharing and definitely some resource sharing. We also host more formal events where we dive into things like how to best utilize our benefits in conjunction with things like TRICARE. And then we just began a sponsorship program that I'm really excited about. And the basic idea is similar to sponsorship in the military. So if you're a new employee with SNHU and you are military affiliated and you would like to meet with somebody who's been here for a while, ask questions related to work, or questions related to the community, or even questions about the military community at large, you have that opportunity. We are also a member of MSEP, the Military Spouse Employment Partnership through the DoD, and we will be inducted in October. And so through this program, we are really focusing our efforts to recruit and retain military spouses. And we do that by taking part in events that MSEP offers, and then also by being very active on their spouse portal, so that we can look at spouses on there and try to connect with them in that way as well. With the military in mind, we do currently hire from all of the states that are in blue, and that's for part-time and full-time opportunities. Outside of part-time and full-time opportunities, we do hire adjunct professors. So yes, we are a school, so we do need those professors. And with that, we are able to hire from within the United States, and then also on U.S. military bases if you are there on military orders. So we do have that ability as well to hire internationally if you are there on military orders. And Kelly, I will hand it on over to you.
Thank you. So I'd love to tell you all a bit more about the current job opportunities that we have available here at SNHU. So let me tell you first a little bit more about what types of positions that we offer. The first area I want to talk about is going to be student services. Many of these are going to be entry-level roles and a great way to get your foot in the door with SNHU. And that serves our students through admissions, academic advising, and financial services. And then if we go over to corporate and technical, I want to put it out there, just like Andrea said, we don't just hire teachers. SNHU is a nonprofit and it runs just like a corporate business. So we need skilled individuals in many areas like HR, finance, marketing, and more. Some of the most obvious positions that we offer would be our faculty and adjunct teaching positions. We have opportunities to teach in our online campus as well as our in-person campus, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then lastly, let's talk about Kenzie Academy. Kenzie Academy is a certificate program through SNHU that offers students software engineering, full stack web development, cybersecurity, or UX design certificates. And we have opportunities in several departments within Kenzie Academy, such as information technology, marketing, facilitation, and more. And in all of these areas, there are established opportunities and areas for growth within SNHU. All right, we'll go to the next slide and get a little more specific. So to get more specific, here are some of the current opportunities that we have available here at SNHU. And you can also take a look at all of our current available job postings at snhu.edu/aboutus/employment here at the top, and then we'll drop it in the chat as well. So before we take some questions, I'd love to give you guys an overview of some of our benefits that we offer here at SNHU. Our medical, dental, and vision coverage is through Anthem Medical. Our dental insurance includes orthodontics and 4 cleanings per year. And our vision coverage includes contacts and eyewear. That's different than TRICARE, guys. All of our medical, dental, and vision benefits are a la carte, so they can be elected by choice, and that gives you the option of choosing full coverage through SNHU or supplementary coverage in conjunction with your existing insurance benefits. Our paid time off is accrued and is up to 25 days per year with full-time employment, and paid time off applies to any time off needs and rolls over each year. A huge benefit to working with SNHU is our tuition reimbursement, and this is for employees and dependents up to 2 courses per term. And then I'll also note that SNHU provides coverage for leaves of absences due to military duty, specifically for reservists and National Guard. So we'd love to take some questions now if you have any for us, Laura.
Thank you so much. Wow, that is such an incredible, I mean, you sold me. I think just by the fact that you are an institution and I can attend and do unlimited, well, not limited, but ongoing learning as an adult learner, right? That is just
Absolutely.
such a wow, uh, definitely perk as an employee. And then you guys are doing such a great job in building camaraderie, the team build up, so that you can support others who are coming into this particular industry and then be able to embrace their uniqueness, but also be able to find a community and be successful in their careers. What would you think? I will highlight a little bit more of some of the comments that are being posted. So please, Millie, Brittany, share some of those questions you might have. Thank you for posting where you guys are watching. But I do want to ask you a little bit of the resume formats or the resume styles that work in higher education. What are some of those most common things that you can share with us, tips and tricks that some of us or some of our member communities, military spouses, can do to maximize their application process?
Yeah. I think that it's across industries that a resume format first, it's just easy and accessible. So something that is easy to read. And then when you're focusing on what to come first is when you're looking at a job posting, if there is qualifications and those have to be minimum qualifications, that needs to be at your top. Because if I don't see minimum qualifications at the top, it's harder for me to dig through everything else. So it really does change for the teaching roles. Minimum qualifications are usually going to include a degree. So I do want to see that degree on top. But if you're looking at our staff roles and it's asking for certain certifications, or if it's asking for a number of years in industry experience, then again, you will want that at the top because we need to verify that you meet that minimum before we can move on to the preferred.
Wonderful, thank you. That is such a great advice.
And really quick, Brittany, I'm from New Mexico, so I hope you eat a lot of green chili after this chat.
Let's
I think
highlight.
I'd love to
Go
add
ahead.
that when I was applying for different jobs, I think that going from being a teacher to wanting to move into a recruiter position, I had the same kind of question of how should I format this? Should I, pretend like I wasn't a first grade teacher? But how can I show that I had applicable work? And one of the things that I have seen now on the recruiter side is I have seen resumes where I don't see how their resume applies to the position that they're actually applying for. And when I think back to applying for SNHU, I was really thinking about, I have been a recruiter while I've been a first grade teacher in a lot of my roles. I have recruited for positions within my school. I have conducted interviews. I have been in a hiring manager type position. And these are all applicable to this next job position. So make sure to highlight those things because having other skills highlighted that aren't applicable to the position that you are actually applying for, the recruiter is not that interested in that kind of thing. So making sure that you're highlighting the skills in past experiences that you've had that are going to transfer over to what you're applying for, I think is really pertinent.
Also,
Great.
don't pretend you're not a military spouse or a
Yeah,
veteran because we want to see that and we want to connect with you in that way. And that means highlighting that on your resume, but it also means utilizing different resources like being here today, like creating a profile on an MSCP. So don't pretend those things aren't part of you, and also tell us how those make you even more amazing than we already think you are.
absolutely. I have definitely had advice from people before saying, you have a different career every 2 years because you keep moving. You have 2 years in Fort Hood and then you have 2 years in Germany, and someone's going to look at your at your resume and say, what the heck is this? So try and just, put the years, don't put the exact dates, try and cover it up. But at SNHU, we want you to highlight that and tell us why, and don't make it a secret at all.
Wonderful. That is great, great advice. And that's precisely why I love to bring our employee partners and our resources and anyone who's willing to share with us the tips and tricks, but also really ramp up a little bit and solidify how they welcome military spouses into their community and military families in general into the employment opportunities, because that's key sometimes to our confidence to our successful career, search, but also to be able to really feel that we belong in a community and in an employer is when you can really bring yourself full, completely as you are as a military spouse and not have to be explaining or justifying why you have a sort of a very, different resume and timelines through your different career trajectory. So that's great advice, Kelly. Thank you so much for highlighting. And so I do want to take this moment to also bring in our highlight. Catherine is also watching, and she shares a really, really quick. We recently became the distributed workforce. Okay. She's also a great comment out there. And what else? Let me see. I do want to highlight some of our members there are on our sponsors community. We want to invite Vivi Sori. Hello, Christina Hamrick. Thank you. This is great information. She says, thank you. Take a look at all the jobs and found one I would love to apply for. It is all right if I reach out to you on LinkedIn, as well as after I submit my application. So yes, how do we get a hold of you guys? Tell us.
Absolutely. Please reach out on LinkedIn. I'm in Spouse Force pretty often, and I do try to post roles that are applicable to this community in there as much as possible. A lot of the roles I highlight in the community are going to be part-time roles just because that's where I got my start with SNHU, was a part-time employee, and it was a great jumping off point for me. But yes, reach out often. And also, if you see us put a job in Spouse Force and this is a week from now and you're so interested, yes, please reach out all the time.
Yeah, absolutely, always. And if for some reason you cannot get a hold of Andrea, then reach out to me or reach out to us in our community, flag us, tag us, and then we'll make sure that we send a referral or a notification to them to let them know that, hey, somebody's utilizing the opportunities. So now, Andrea, you mentioned getting your break or getting your foot in the door by working part-time. Tell me a little bit more about that, and how can some of our community members, perhaps that are still kind of like, pivoting, but are still uncertain how to get in, why maybe part-time opportunities will be a great fit?
So I can speak for myself, and
Of course.
this was about 7 years ago, and Kelly is a part-time employee that was hired recently, so I'll go really quick so she can jump in too. When I started as part-time, part of it was for my family situation. My husband was deployed, and it just wasn't feasible for me to be full-time at that time in our lives. So that was one of the reasons. But it also gave me time to become part of the university, understand its larger mission, what we do, and then really see other areas that I may fit and be able to contribute to us as an organization. But again, Kelly, you just did this, so please.
Yeah, so I work part-time and I work 25 hours a week. And right now I work from 9:30 to 2:30, but those hours are pretty flexible as well. And it really fit the bill for everything that I was looking for our family situation right now. My husband is active duty, and he's an instructor here at Fort Sam Houston. So his hours, it's 12-hour shifts every day. And I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I'm actually able to work from home, and we have a babysitter that comes over just for a few hours a day when my daughter is awake. And I'm able to work from home in my office, and it really is the perfect middle ground for me, where I'm still working full time, but I still feel like I'm getting a great chance with my kids and being home a lot more than I definitely did as a teacher. So, and then the opportunity to see how I enjoy this job, and then really SNHU does an amazing job at trying to ask what your career plans are, and then moving you to different positions within SNHU is one of their goals. So I thought that this was a great jumping off point for me as well, just like you said, Andrea.
And I saw somebody posted that they're in California, but moving to a blue state. The other thing I'd like to say is, even if you don't see anything you want to apply for, still reach out to us. Start building the connection now. And this is advice from across the board. Don't wait till you see something you want to apply for to connect with an employer. Connect with us now so that we can have a conversation and we have you in mind as roles come up. So be proactive long before you see your dream job, because you're setting yourself up better.
Absolutely. And after this is over, I encourage all of you to send a message to Andrea and Kelly via LinkedIn and, introduce yourselves and share that you watched this specific webinar and that you got a lot of insightful tips, of course. But also my biggest takeaway that I always do with almost every employer out there, partner that I like to share, or any job board, is set up job alerts. Because once get into their community, if this is something that you are thinking, this is an industry that is good for you and you have the background, but you're still just exploring, or there are no jobs yet at the moment available, then go create your profile and get ahead. Set up job alerts so that they come to your inbox, and then guess what? Then you are one of the very first to apply, or at least now you have the connection with Andrea and with Kelly, and you can reach out directly and say, hey, how do I apply, or what can I prepare myself with that particular? Am I right, Andrea? Kelly?
Oh yes, please.
Am I hired? Am I hired?
Crazy after this. Like, I want my phone to blow up with LinkedIn alerts after this.
So I'm hired. There you go. My next job, ladies and gentlemen, my next part-time role is Southern New Hampshire University. Do you know I've had a longest sort of I guess you could say, long distance love affair with Southern New Hampshire University for the longest time as a student. I explored, I researched, and I was trying to. So maybe one day it will come through, enjoying part-time.
Well, and
don't tell my boss. Don't tell my boss.
My graduate degree. So our tuition benefits are real and they're amazing for military spouses. I walked away with a graduate degree owing nothing. So come and get a free education.
There you go. Absolutely. And while at the same time, you do some of the great work and you help others, adult learners that, that are looking to get into some great opportunities. And I'm sure, like I've always said with a lot of our community members, every institution out there, every organization, every nonprofit, everyone hires for just about anything that you can think of. So a great way sometimes is just to get your foot in the door and then wait for opportunities to open up. Then then take the next route. Just take the chance, and then. But the most important thing right now that you can do is, of course, connect with Andrea and Kelly right away, and then go to the portal for sure, right there on the link, as well as just share in the comments, and start creating your profile and exploring for career opportunities. All right, team. Anything else before we wrap it up?
I don't have anything specific, but thank you so much for having us here today. This was great.
No
and thank
problem.
you everyone for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrea, any tips or tricks as we move on that military spouses can take away and connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing again is just connect, ask questions, and tell us about yourself, and toot your own horn. We can't know anything you don't know about. We can't know anything you don't tell us. So don't be scared. You're not bragging. You're not boasting. Tell us all the amazing things because we want to hear how amazing you are. So don't be afraid to brag. Like, brag as much as you possibly can because you are amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And then, one last comment right here. I was looking to connect with STEM professionals and teach. Oh, there you go. A future educator there for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting this live segment. And if you have any further questions, please be sure that you connect with our team here at Southern New Hampshire University. And of course, connect with us. All of the updates at the Spouse First or Richer Community. By the way, we're going to share some key job opportunities that are available right now. So there will be more postings to follow right after this. So make sure that you track and then you join the live career action. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Kelly. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.